This was this edition. Oh, okay.
How are you, Nick?
Hi, this is Felicia, and I'm on Zoom.
Doug Yoel
Hello?
on Zoom. Is Doug
Hi.
Yoel here on Zoom?
Who's that on Zoom?
It's Doug Yoel.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good. Hi, how are you doing?
This is a town board meeting, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Could I ask you to mute yourself?
You want me to mute?
But yes, you guys are.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, thanks.
Hey, Phil, I want you to, if you've got time, remember to call this out. I feel like if people know.
What
that
is
it's the unauthorized tree cutting?
Yes.
That if people hear it called, that people will think, oh, if I see something, I should say something.
I don't, well, we can talk about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No, I don't think any of us want billboards, but we were.
No, but they, that's why they want you to
Yeah.
say it out loud. Yeah, nobody wants signs.
No, we're gonna talk, and I'm not sure, when I talked to Kathy today, she was suggesting just some paper laminated temporary signs.
Right, right.
At the beginning of the trip for like 30 days.
They're just concerned that it is a single person.
Yeah,
Constantly doing it.
we've been out there looking.
And there's almost no way to catch.
Yeah, I mean, trail cams,
But if people hear that, to be on the lookout, maybe that would deter it.
So I should, Sarah seen that last night, so we should be having seen it tonight. Everybody approved final changes, so we should be sending that back.
To the board.
To the board pretty soon. Yep. So I sent the final copy out, so we can take one last look and say yes.
excellent.
Oh, I have to try those.
Okay, folks, I'm going to call to order the September 12th meeting of the Woodstock Town Board and get on with some resolutions. Be resolved to hire Gavin Cox as a full-time seasonal labor at an hourly rate of $18.75 effective September 13th, 2023.
Second?
Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Be it resolved to appoint Kevin Haynes as full-time police officer contingent upon passing medical fitness review at an hourly rate of $28.29 effective September 16th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, we got a whole bunch of seconds.
Is,
Hold on, we didn't vote yet. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Kevin, you're doing a great job. You and I have had the opportunity to talk a couple of times. I've seen you in action and you've made us proud. Continue it. Okay, so thank you very much. So, welcome on board full time. Be it resolved to hire Brian Flamen MEO grade 3 at an hourly rate of $24.21 effective September 18th, 2023, pending pre-employment drug screening.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to hire Michael McCallion, MEO grade 3 at an hourly rate of $24.21 effective September 18th, 2023, pending pre-employment drug screening.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Be it resolved to accept the resignation of Brandon Albertson effective September 1st, 2023.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Brandon was a young gentleman who'd been with us for about 6 months. He got a great job with CSX, the train freight company, so we wish him luck in that. So I'm going to read this resolution, get a second, and then if you want to have any discussion. Be it resolved, whereas the hamlet of Xena has long been divided by 2 zip codes, and whereas the majority of homes in the hamlet of Xena are assigned by the United States Postal Service the town name of Woodstock and zip code of 12498, in contrast to the minority of homes in the same hamlet which are assigned to Kingston 12401. And whereas the impact on the hamlet of Xena, and particularly the residents of the approximately 168 homes, is a loss of community identity. In this age of technology, this loss magnifies the public's inability to recognize these homes as being part of the town of Woodstock and the homeowners as being residents of the town of Woodstock. Whereas the town of Woodstock recognizes that the United States Postal Service built the large and modern post office for Woodstock 12498 specifically to accommodate future addresses, and that it is located closer to all parts of the hamlet of Xena than any of the other modern post offices, including the city of Kingston. And whereas the town of Woodstock wishes to unite the hamlet of Xena under its rightful township of Woodstock with the zip code of 12498, creating the unity and cohesion that serves the best interests of Xena, the town of Woodstock, and all our residents. Therefore, be resolved that the town of Woodstock supports the residents of Xena who have united under the name the Xena Zip Code Project in their quest to apply to the United States Postal Service for the consideration of zip code boundary review that would result in the broadening of 12498 boundary to correspond with the municipal boundaries of the entire hamlet of Xena. Be it further resolved that the town of Woodstock makes itself available to the United States Postal Service as it performs its due diligence reviewing this request and conducting its survey. And be it further resolved that the town of Woodstock requests favorable consideration and reply from the United States Postal Service.
Second.
Second, okay, sure.
My understanding is that this is a decision that lies largely in the hands of the post office.
Totally in the hands of the post office, correct.
I would just like to commend the people who have put this together, and I would also just like to say that I would hope that the city of Kingston could also join with Woodstock in seconding this to further the application of these people. Therefore, the 2 municipalities, not just the one Woodstock is represented. I would hope that we could send a copy of this resolution once we vote on it to the city of Kingston, encouraging them to join us on this.
And I do have a call into Mayor Noble, so I'm sure he will support that, but we'll see, and I will send him a copy when we get that voted on.
Yeah, it's a nice step forward. I think it's nice to unify.
Absolutely. Gretchen? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I want to quickly mention that over the last, I'm going to say it's 2 months or so, we've had an issue up here on the Como where somebody has been out back on the trails cutting small saplings. I think as many as 50 or 60, maybe it's a little bit more. And it doesn't even seem that they're doing anything with them. They're just kind of leaving them there. It doesn't look like they're cutting them for any purpose to gain a view or anything. So I would just ask, if you're listening and you're doing it, stop. And if folks are out there on the Como and they're walking and they see somebody with snippers doing something, please contact the police or the supervisor's office and let us know. And don't engage with folks, but, if you see what car they're driving or what they look like or who they are, please let us know. Not only is it illegal to cut trees on the Como, but it's also, it can be dangerous because some of these are just little nubs that could become a real trip hazard. So,
I'd like to also thank the CSAC for bringing that to our attention.
yes. And maintenance for going out there periodically and cleaning up and trimming them. So, Melody, do we have anybody on online that wants publicly heard? Okay, where's Billy? Billy, I know you wanted to come on up. Actually, you can stand on either side and address the board. Yeah. So what are you here to talk about?
Hi, everybody, I'm Billy Rose. I'm here to talk about November 1st, is my friend and probably some people here, friend Jabba John's birthday. So I'm here to ask the board to please consider proclaiming November 1st. It would be John, quotes, Jabba John sign-in day in Woodstock in perpetuity. So I ask folks to consider that and make the appropriate motions and carry that, please.
When we talked a week or so ago, you also suggested you might have some events going on.
Yeah, I'm at the, I think we're trying to figure out, yes, we're gonna meet soon, and, but yes, I'm thinking about the community center.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, pretty much doing the community center.
Okay, perfect.
We're gonna have a day to remember John, with the video, we're gonna have a day, video, people want to read poems, we have poetry, send videos to John, also we want to spend time to, talk about, because in the past, there's been talk of memorials for John, but to the best of my knowledge, I don't know what's been done. So, I'd like to have time to get people that are interested, talk about that,
Were you thinking of a memorial tree?
and also, I was kind of thinking about it, people want to do it, also like maybe like a tailgate, art exhibit, because I know people, security about the pieces, but people have art all over, I'm trying to figure out how to do that too. We can have a jogger art exhibit, that'd be awesome,
Would you like the tree committee does plant trees from time to time in honor of people. Are you thinking that you'd like to have an add to the list of people who might have a tree planted?
And, the family too, like anything like this, it would means a lot, it's gonna mean a lot to the family too, so.
Well, I would ask the board to consider it, and maybe the next meeting, the meeting after, we can have a discussion on what we think might be appropriate. Really, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you all very much. Have a nice night.
Thanks.
And Lori, I know you and I had a brief conversation the other day. You'd mentioned about the Ontario School District and
Yeah, thank you. So I just want to preface it by saying, after spending 14 years on the Ontario School Board and now being deputy town supervisor, it's been an interesting experience for me to compare and contrast. And one of the things that I was thinking could be helpful is that the Ontario School Board has and annually adopts what are called board norms. It's a code of conduct, if you will. It's a series, it's a document that lists procedures and types of conduct that the entire board agrees to before a meeting, during a meeting, and after a meeting. And I was surprised to learn that nothing like this exists at the town board level. And I was thinking such a thing could also be placed, if it were approved by the town board, could be placed in the volunteers handbook to apply to committee members as well. And so I wanted to just propose the idea of putting this on an agenda for future discussion at the board level. I'm happy to provide a draft, at least something for people to start to chew on based on the board norms that Ontario uses, except of course things to do with superintendents and teachers and that sort of thing. But I think just in my observations that this could be very helpful for us as a town. Help focus, continue to serve as efficiently and as best as possible. So I would just ask the supervisor and the board if they would consider putting that's on the agenda, the subsequent meeting, I would be happy to provide at least a draft that people start to chew on. I think it's worked for the school board. You know, obviously nothing's perfect, but it's better than nothing. So I just want to put that out there.
So the town board, we do adopt in January of organizational meeting, a very simple guidelines for meetings, but I'd be happy to expand on that. Why don't you, if you could email the board
Okay.
before our next meeting, and then maybe at our next meeting, we can have a short discussion about it, and then flesh it out.
Yeah,
And,
I'm happy to go back and be the person who does the revisions or what have you, but I just want to talk about it.
Fantastic. All right.
How would be your?
Oh, okay.
I just have one point about the
If-
saplings
if-
being cut at the bottom,
If you just come up, stand up for
that's right.
for the audience.
about the saplings being, I have not looked myself, so I'm ignorant. But I know from everybody that you can tell the difference between a handsaw and a chainsaw when you look at a stump.
Mhm.
And possible claim, if no one comes forward and if the heat continues and you can't stop it, probably happening with Dawn or Dust or whatever, would be to put a cam in the parking lot, because you can't walk around with a chainsaw or a handsaw without somebody.
This is true.
I don't know if you want to consider it, how serious the issue is, but 50 or 60 saplings is rather a lot. Think of the long-term growth of the forest. If someone just keeps doing it and we can't find, maybe we could look into some way to actually catch the culprit.
Well, we're trying.
I know, but it's not like we're gonna have a police officer or
No,
somebody.
we can't.
Have to stand.
And
the
certainly,
parking lot.
it's too big a property where somebody
Exactly.
can't just stand guard. So
Yeah,
we're hoping maybe the public notices something.
okay, well, I'm just throwing that out to this because somebody who I don't saw, and I've volunteered to promote stewardship people, and I brought my snips and my saw,
Mhm.
and anybody would see me take me out of my car when it's flew away over there. So, just an idea.
Thank you, guys. Michael?
I can speak to the Como cutting. I tripped and I fell on one of the little stumps. And they're about 5 or 6 inches off the ground. And I attended the stewardship committee meeting last night, and I think the request also of the town board was to send maintenance in there to actually level off those little stumps.
Well, they have periodically, but yeah, they'll be
Yeah,
on that.
it's bad. I also wanted to point out that several weeks ago, Bill Kimball and I stood out here on the front porch talking about the eastern white pine dieback. And we pointed to the very large tree that hovers over your office.
Luckily, it's pitched the other way.
It
But
is about 125 years old, white pine. When we looked at it 4 weeks ago, it looks pretty good. Today, that tree is practically completely dead. All of the pine needles are turning brown. I'm just bringing it to the board's attention that this is a very serious issue that is going to affect, more than likely, all of the pine trees on the Como and on other pine properties. So I just wanted to point that out. You've got a potential hazard out there at the supervisor's office.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else?
But I have to ask Michael, is there any solution for that?
There is not. I would like to bring the state into the discussion to help us determine what other towns are doing in the state, but it is
My understanding.
it's
is
characterized as a mass extinction event.
Wow.
And,
They have no way to mitigate it.
Like
There's
the ash.
nothing. Yeah, like the ash.
and the ash or
Worse.
ash die-off is just the warm-up. This is gonna be a much bigger, we have a lot more time.
Thank you, Michael. Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Aye.